On behalf of the students and staff of Sampson Early College High School, I would like to welcome you to our National Blue Ribbon Recognition Ceremony. We are honored to welcome you to our campus and join in the celebration of this extraordinary award. We have some special guests with us this morning, and I would like to recognize them at this time. Please stand as I call your name. Eleanor Bradshaw, Sampson County Schools Board Member. Dr. Linda Brunson, Clinton City Schools Board Member. Dr. Wendy Cabral, Sampson County Schools Assistant Superintendent of Human Resources. Sandra Carroll, Sampson County Schools Board Vice Chair and Sampson Community College Trustee. Jennifer Dalton, Sampson County Schools Director of Secondary Education. Chris Fan, Sampson Community College Trustee. Dr. David Gooden, Sampson County Schools Superintendent. Dr. Wesley Johnson, Clinton City Schools Superintendent. Letha Lee, County Commissioner. Jennifer Naylor, Sampson Early College Assistant Principal. Brenda Nordine, Sampson County Schools Director of Beginning Teachers. Dr. Oscar Rodriguez, Clinton City Schools Board Member. Dr. Marvin Rondon, Sampson Community College Early College Liaison. Dr. Bill Starling, Sampson Community College President. Mary Stevens, Sampson County Schools Upward Bound Director. Ginger Stone, Sampson County Schools CTE Director. Monty Strickland, Sampson Early College Principal. Dr. Ted Thomas, Sampson Community College Trustee. Dr. Melinda Vickers, Sampson County Schools Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum and Instruction and Federal Programs. Michael Warren, Sampson Community College Trustee. Susan Warren, Sampson County Schools Testing Director. Susan Westerby, former SECHS Principal. Carol Worley, Clinton City Schools Board Member. If I have missed anyone, please stand now to be recognized. Students, please give our guests a special round of applause. Thank you all for joining us this morning. Just a couple of weeks ago, Mr. Strickland and I were able to attend the Blue Ribbon Conference in Washington, D.C. We networked with educators from across the United States, and we gained some great ideas on how to continue to improve our school. I have worked at SECHS for the past 14 years alongside various administrators. Along with our leaders, our school has been pushed continuously to reflect on our educational practices and year after year just continue to grow. I think this is one of the main reasons for our success for our school. One quote from our conference stands out in my mind. It says, "Why be a star when you could build a constellation?" I truly believe that here at Sampson Early College High School, the staff and students are working together to build this bright constellation to shine throughout our county, our state, and our nation. Our school is one out of only 325 schools across the United States to receive the Blue Ribbon Award this year. We are only one of 8 schools in North Carolina. We are very proud of our students, our staff, and our stakeholders, and we welcome you to our celebration.
Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. I'm Bill Starling, President of the college, and on behalf of the college's Board of Trustees, our faculty and staff, it's my pleasure to welcome you here as we recognize the achievement this morning of the Sampson Early College High School. as a national blue ribbon school by the United States Department of Education. So many awards distinguish themselves because they are recognition of a brief period of performance by a group of faculty or staff. This is not one of those awards. This is an award that is earned because of 5 years of accumulated service to a group of students that sometimes are not recognized as they have been today. So we're here this morning to celebrate a continuity of service, a commitment to the students that we call the early college high school. There are only 2 other schools in the state that are receiving similar recognition. It's our pleasure to welcome our partners here at the Sampson County School System, the Clinton City Schools, and members of our Board of Trustees. This is truly a united effort, which is reduced in writing to simply a memorandum of understanding between us. One of the great personal and professional advantages that I have, having been here for a number of years, is to be able to see what was simply an idea at one time become a school, to become a distinguished school, and to change the lives of so many young people and so many families across our county. You have done that. The Early College High School actually began as a Gates initiative and has grown into the structured school that you see today. In its first year, there were 51 students. 32 of these students reached what was the 5th year at that time. 21 of this class actually completed an associate degree. The pace of education has changed. In 2017, the first student actually completed an associate degree in 4 years. And yes, as you can guess, this year we have a number of students complete more than 1 associate degree in 3 years. Since its inception, 996 students have completed the program. 431 have received an associate degree, and of these, 43% have actually completed 1 or more degrees. I think it's appropriate this morning for someone like me who has a historical perspective to recognize the early adopters, those who took a risk. To Gene Hale, Stuart Hobbs, and Bill Aiken, who were in leadership positions when this program began, thank you for risking the effort that you had to be a visionary, to see a program that could be as it is today. To Dr. Linda Jewell Carr, to Susan Westerbeek, who's with us, out of the foundational leaders of the Early College High School. It's one thing for something to be an idea, it's another for someone to make that into an operating school. You did that. To Principal Monty Strickland for continuing their dedication, thank you. You lead what we know is a very talented group of faculty who are fundamentally committed to the early college high school experience. To our college staff and faculty who, with candor, took a little time for people to accept the fact that we had a high school on the campus. They have done that now, and it is difficult, if not impossible, to separate the early college high school from the community college. I have had the pleasure of attending a number of early college high school graduation and awards ceremonies, and each year I leave there remarking about the number of lives and the number of potential families in the future who've had their lives improved because of the things that this program does. So congratulations to you. We are proud to be a partner with you, Dr. Gooden, Dr. Johnson, and to your staff and faculty, our congratulations to all of you. And again, welcome to Sampson Community College.
Again, welcome everyone to this important day of recognition and celebration. 40-some years ago, Monty Strickland nor Sandra Carroll had any idea we would be here today serving in the capacities that we are. It was in my 3rd grade classroom learning cursive writing, grammar, and especially multiplication facts through the 12s. But congratulations, Mr. Strickland. The award itself, each year, up to 420 high schools across the nation can be nominated for consideration. 325 in North Carolina were chosen. Only 8 were in, 325 were chosen, excuse me, only 8 were in North Carolina. The 2 categories, exemplary high performance and exemplary achievement, gap closing. Sampson Early College High School was one of the 3 in North Carolina chosen for the achievement gap closing. This looks at student performance data over the last 5 years, not just the previous year. Remember that Sampson Early College High School enrolls a number of Hispanic students. The award recognizes there is little difference in their academic performance in the early college high school among the student subgroups. As Dr. Starling says, as we attended the scholarship, we see that these young people are selected to lots of schools in North Carolina and also outside of North Carolina, very well deserved. By attending this schools, families have improved themselves and families have been improved forever. I would like to thank Dr. Starling, President of Sampson Community College. I'd like to thank Ms. Susan Westerbeek, who was a part of this because, as we said, it went on 5 years ago. She was principal here at the time, and shoot, we lost her to Clinton City. You all, I know you're happy. And she did a great job here. But I want to thank Mr. Monty Strickland for coming in and carrying on the good work that Ms. Westerbeek put in place. I want to thank the faculty and staff because you're in the ditches, you're in the trenches, you're in there working hard. Been there, done that, especially thanks to you. And especially thanks to the parents of these students. Education begins at home. In fact, education begins at birth. We are so proud. Now, last but least, I want to thank the students. You're the one who did the work. You're the one who got this award for us. Special thanks to you all. As a member of the Sampson County Community College Board of Trustees and a member of Sampson County Board of Education, I am so proud of you. Thank you and keep up the good work.
Good morning. I am Jennifer Audrey, Director of Secondary Education with Sampson County Schools. What is a Blue Ribbon School? You've heard some of the facts, and I will share a few more. The National Blue Ribbon Distinction is a prestigious award that exemplifies excellence in education. Each year, the U.S. Department of Education recognizes hundreds of public and private schools across the country for their commitment to educational excellence and their ability to overcome outstanding odds to properly educate their students. These schools receive the National Blue Ribbon of Distinction, an award reserved for schools that boast students who meet and maintain high educational goals. The Blue Ribbon Award celebrates the idea that all students, regardless of the background, ability, location, deserve an excellent education. Students who attend these schools have the satisfaction in knowing their educators and staff are equipped to help them succeed academically. The National Blue Ribbon Schools program honors public and private K-12 schools that are either academically superior in their state or that demonstrate dramatic gains in student achievement. Schools at all levels, elementary, middle, and high schools, are eligible for the award. Each school that is given the honor of the Blue Ribbon Award shares several key characteristics. They have administrators and teachers who are dedicated to high standards of learning for all students. They engage in data collection and analysis to determine the efficacy of instruction and assessment. They have students who demonstrate academic excellence, and they undertake professional development to stay at the forefront of best practices. The award has been given out since 1982, evaluating student achievement with measurable characteristics that help identify not only high achievers, but also those schools that have achieved despite of their difficult odds. It identifies the highest achieving schools in the country, and you are one of 8 in North Carolina chosen as an exemplary high-performing school. To be eligible to be a high-performing school, schools must score in the highest performance levels on tests referenced by the national norms in most of the recent school years tested. This means that schools must rank in the top 15% of all schools on state assessments in both reading and mathematics. Sampson Early College High School had a percentage of 88.2% in 2018-19, from which that data was used to receive this award. Each subgroup of students at the school must also be in the top 40% in the state assessments. Additionally, high schools must receive a graduation rate that ranks in the top 15% of all schools in their state in order to be considered a high-performing school. Sampson Early College High School's graduation rate was 98%. Sampson Early College High School faculty and staff, students, and leaders, we are very proud of the work that you have done and that you are doing. Congratulations.
Thank you, Ms. Audrey. Good morning, students, teachers, staff, distinguished guests. Thanks to all of you for celebrating with us and for your continued support. Today we celebrate a great accomplishment and honor the recognition of the Sampson County Early College High School as a National 2020 Blue Ribbon School. I am very proud of you, students. You earned this award because of your exceptional academic performance. Just last week, we were honored in Washington, D.C. Actually, just last week, you were honored in Washington, D.C., along with other national Blue Ribbon winners. It is rare that a school received this prestigious award. Only 1/4% of all schools in the United States, either public, private, or charter, ever receive this award. To put it in a sports analogy, of the NCAA athletes who train and are at the top of their game in college and pursue the NBA or the WNBA, only 1.1% make it to the NBA, and only 0.9% of NCAA women's basketball players make it to the WNBA. In other words, a highly skilled college basketball player has a higher probability to make it to professional sports than a school has to achieve National Blue Ribbon status. To be considered for this award, you were nominated by the Chief State School Officer of the National Blue Ribbon Schools program. Once nominated, we were invited to apply for the award. Our application went through 2 rounds of review and had to meet eligibility requirements. Students, your achievement was accomplished because of your hard work and also the hard work of dedicated teachers and staff members who encourage and challenge you to develop to your full potential. Students, I know how important your teachers are. They create the environment for learning with high quality instruction. And with a laser-like focus, they implement Sampson County's vision of being dedicated to continuous improvement. Because of teacher leaders, teacher-led professional development, teacher-led committees, and adjunct duties, you are academically achieving and exceeding other schools in the state. Our parents also have been key and critical to our success. Thank you, parents and families who support us in many ways. You keep us moving and on track by assisting teachers, participating in the PTO, or PTA, going on field trips, managing projects and special events. Parents, we appreciate your generous donations of time, money, and energy and expertise. Students, I know how proud you are of our school. Everything that we do, and here I mean everybody, administration, teachers, staff, parents, community, everything we do is for your academic growth and achievement. If it were not for you, we would all be in some other profession. But we have chosen education, and you make us proud for the decision that we made to continue. So once again, on behalf of Sampson County School System, I want to congratulate the students, faculty, and staff of our early college and wish you all the best as you move on in your careers. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Wesley Johnson, Clinton City School Superintendent. It was wonderful to hear all the perspectives and all the good mornings and all the welcomes from everyone else, because it kind of puts this in a unique situation, unique light. When you've been around this system and these systems, Clinton City and Sampson County, for as long as I have, you have seen a perspective, like Dr. Starling noted. If you can believe it, this is actually my 24th year in these two systems. So I joined in 1998, young, straight out of college, 21-year-old, started teaching at Union High School and worked my way up and became an administrator in the system in 2003 and became a high school principal in 2006. So I have kind of a unique perspective, and that's kind of what I wanted to talk about this morning. Because when I joined at the high school ranks in 2006, the early college was just getting started, but quickly it became the gold standard. And me being at Hopton and wanting to see improvement at my school, I set out to have the early college as my standard. And I'd go into those PLC meetings. We didn't call them PLCs at that time, but I'd go into those meetings and I would listen to the things that Dr. Carr was saying. And then when Principal Westerby, when she became the principal, I would listen to her and the types of things that they were saying. And then that became a culture at my school as well. So when we took over at Hopton, me and my team, which actually included Miss Jennifer Daughtry, we inherited a school that was in the 40%. And the time we moved on from there, they were in the high 80s. And it was because of some of the same things and some of the same insights that I gathered from Susan and also Dr. Carr. But to kind of put a unique perspective on things, I kind of like to be unique. I kind of came up with an acrostic for the Sampson Early College High School. And so we'll start, and you'll have to give me a little leisure on this because I did add a few words. But for the S, students. Everything starts with students. If you're in our business, everything starts with students. So students, then we go to the E, excel. So we know that the early college, through this recognition, excels and has been excelling. The next word is probably the biggest word that we've heard several times. Students excel with a C, consistent. The early college has been consistent. Not only was I a high school principal and a middle school principal, but I also had the opportunity to do accountability for many years in Sampson County Schools. I was the accountability director for 5 years. And I would consistently see your staff throw up numbers that were impossible for me as a former high school principal to see your Algebra 1 scores consistently being 100%. So consistency is key. The H, hardworking and dedicated. You have a very hardworking and dedicated group of students here, very hardworking and dedicated group of staff. And so when you put them all together, students excel with a consistent, hardworking, and dedicated staff. And that's the last S. So staff, you've done a wonderful job, led by wonderful administrators, wonderful leaders up here that was talked about. You're all doing a great job. The last thing I wanted to say, which Dr. Gooden kind of noted, when I think national champion. When you think blue ribbon, you think first place. So you guys are the national champion. You're a national blue ribbon school. I applaud your efforts, and I look forward to hearing great and wonderful things about you as you continue your futures. Thank you. I also have the distinction of presenting the flag. I also know how to follow rules and procedures, but not this time. did that correctly, but there you go, Mr. Strickland. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Strickland, faculty, students, you also have received a plaque in recognition of your National Blue Ribbon School status, and it is my honor to present this.
Thank you all. Thank you, Miss Carroll, for telling that story about third grade. Miss Carroll had a way of getting our attention when it came to multiplication tables, and she was one of the best teachers I had, so thank you. On behalf of our staff here at Sampson Early College High School, I say thank you so much for helping to honor our school and our students today. We appreciate each of you being here today. When I received an email a little over a year ago that we were being nominated for this award, I immediately got excited. Little did I know how detailed the process would be. It's been a labor of love and a work to be named National Blue Ribbon School on behalf of the students and our staff. Our staff and I wrote and submitted a 21-page application to the National Blue Ribbon School Committee, and we were officially named this past September. Are we proud? Yes, we're extremely proud. It truly takes a village, and I want to take the time to thank some of those folks to share in our honor. Everyone here on stage, Sampson County Board of Education, Clinton City Schools Board of Education, Dr. Starling, Dr. Marvin Rondon, our college instructors, the Sampson Community College Board of Trustees, and all of our guests, we humbly say thank you all. I also want to take time to thank the previous administrators for the early college. They mentioned Dr. Linda Carr. And Dr. Carr was nice enough to send a flower over this morning. She could not be here. But she was part of that initial vision that would offer high school students in Sampson County a unique perspective on education. From that vision, in 2005, the early college was born. Susan Westerbeek served as principal here prior to me, and with her work in continuing and expanding the vision, the early college gained an identity within Sampson County, and she helped usher a sense of belonging among all the other high schools within Sampson County. Thank you, Ms. Westerbeek. A huge thank you go to our students, past and present, for working hard and helping to carve out a unique learning environment that is provided here at school. Being accepted at the early college as a student is quite an accomplishment within itself, and is highly competitive, being the only high school of choice in Sampson County. Most of our students are first-generation college students who are looking at a unique and different learning environment than what a traditional high school offers. Students, I challenge you to continue to put in the work that it takes to sustain our blue ribbon identity. Parents, thank you as well. Your support and trust in us are very much appreciated. The biggest thank you goes to our staff. Many of our teachers have been here for many, many years, and I may be a bit biased, but I think our teachers are collectively the best teachers in all of Sampson County. They care deeply about our school and our students, and from day one, their expectations are set high. Teaching is not an 8 to 3 job, and when COVID hit, our teachers have poured many, many hours to provide the level of education that is worthy of a blue ribbon school. They continue to do so. If you want to know what strategies work best for a diverse population of students, look no further than the folks in the building who are in the classroom day in and day out, as Ms. Carroll said, in the trenches. Teaching is not an easy job, but it's a rewarding job. Our teachers are great at making connections with students and helping them grow and go above and beyond their own expectations. Many years ago, when a school leadership team was trying to decide on which program to purchase for the upcoming year to assist struggling students, I heard a teacher stand up and say these words, and I'll paraphrase. He said, programs are good, but teachers are better and cannot be replaced. Teaching is not complicated. Teaching is about getting to know your students, making a connection, finding out what they're interested in, seeing what makes them tick, and helping them grow from that point on. I echo those words today. Teachers, thank you for doing those things and continuing to build those relationships and helping our kids grow in ways that they didn't think possible. Without your hard work, there is no Blue Ribbon School today. Thank you. To close, I will leave you with a quote from our former President Ronald Reagan, who said this: "There are no great limits to growth because there are no limits of human intelligence, imagination, and wonder." From our proud Blue Ribbon School, I say thank you so much for helping celebrate this very, very special day. Let's give ourselves a hand. Congratulations. Thank you again, and this concludes our ceremony. Thank you so much.